I'm going to do it. I'm nervous and I feel unqualified, but when has that stopped anyone? I'm going to review Elden Ring's DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree. But maybe I am qualified to do it. I have over 900 hours in the game total. I've done all sorts of builds. I've had my wow moments, my what the fuck moments, my moments of rage. I mean, screw Waterfell, man, that shit is vile. And I beat Radon pre-nerf, thank you. Yes, I'm proud of that one. I've only been doing reviews for 7 months or so. I write in my profession, but not creatively. I've had to oil a very rusty machine in getting here, and I'm still learning. And I know where I stand. I'm not skill up, or game ranks, or effects for life, thank God. I have fewer than 70 subs. I don't even know if my reviews have improved, but I'm having a great time sharing my thoughts on the games I play. Forewarning, this review is going to read a lot like a love letter. Also, if you're sensitive about spoilers, listen at your own risk. When I woke up the morning before Shadow of the Erdtree's launch, I was like a kid right before Christmas. Nothing could have put me in a bad mood. And when the clock struck midnight, I went to Moog's boss arena and nothing happened. I'd avoided spoilers, so I just figured I'd interact with Miquella's hand and I'd be off. But this option didn't exist. I jumped off the ledge behind Miquella and I died. So I made sure I hadn't had a stroke and actually pre-ordered the DLC. But no stroke, I had. So I did what every IT professional says to do and I restarted my PS5. And it worked. There, finally. I had the first NPC interaction, touched Miquella's hand, and I was taken to the Shadow Realm.
Ah. Were you guided here by kindly Miquella? I am Leda. And like you, I was guided by faith along his honorable path.
Yes, finally. Let's explore. Ooh, there's an enemy whose moves are cool and it has curved swords for appendages and oh, I'm dead. The fuck? That character's really high level. So I steered clear of that enemy and went to the first ruins I saw from the opening side of Grace. These enemies I could kill easily, but they hit like friggin' trucks. How can an enemy I kill in 1 or 2 hits be that strong? Oh, and there's that fire monster from the trailers. I bet he's just like the giants and trolls in all other FromSoft games. Let's just take him out. I'm dead. And this kind of thing kept happening. So I did what grown men have done since the beginning of time. I pouted and I had a hissy fit. Eurogamer was right. This game's too hard. I paid for this. I was looking forward to this. I'm disappointed. I hate Miyazaki. So I had myself a little cry and I did a little research. Yeah, I got some of those Skadu fragments. Yeah, I was at level 2, so what? Oh, it matters that much. Huh. Let's start making getting those a priority. And after finding a bunch of them in quick succession, things got a lot better. Now, FromSoft games are never easy. Button mashing generally doesn't work, but it just got more reasonable. If I could one-shot an enemy, they couldn't one-shot me. And then it felt familiar, but also new and exciting. I was on my way to being in love. As I said, I haven't been doing reviews for long at all. I've developed a kind of formula for how I approach them, but this formula doesn't do Shadow of the Erdtree justice. So much love and care went into this DLC that I have to approach reviewing it in a different way. So for this game, I'm just going to tell you why I'm still so damn excited about it. The Shadow Realm, as the name implies, is very dark. But if you get far enough, there are areas that are stunning in their beauty. And if you're not paying attention, you won't notice how the music changes as well. This undercurrent of anxiety exploring the Shadow Realms lifts for a bit, and you just soak it in. In place of percussive, mercurial sounds or rolling chords on a harp. Can there be a better representation of serenity than the sounds of a harp? Shadow of the Erdtree did this. It gives you moments of relief from the dread and gloom that are so beautiful you just want to stay for a while. Check out every blooming flower, sit under that tree, know that your enemies are leashed elsewhere, and you're safe while you meditate. So if someone wants to know, those games are so hard, how can you enjoy them? It's because they're life. They have a little bit of everything, but most of all, Shadow has an obscure story that it makes you want to learn. And it's all beautiful. Even the fighting, there's a dance to be learned. There's a story to be pieced together. There are characters to get to know and to research. The characters are hardly ever all good or all bad. They're people, looking to serve others or to gain power, or to dominate, to exact revenge, to be good and bad in ways that mimic real life. We're all people with competing priorities, and the NPCs embody that. And to quote a famous TV series, better is never better for everyone. I won't spoil what happens, but as I'm sure you'd guess, the story of Miquella is everywhere in this game. You and other Tarnished have been called to find him, the kindly, gentle demi-god who can make the world better if he just has the right person, the right Tarnished, at his side. But you question that. These people aren't all good, they aren't all bad, they're people. Gods aren't all good or all bad, they're just gods. We all have competing priorities. We want to pretend we want what's best for everyone, we even really might want what's best for everyone, but there can't be a world full of creatures, people, abominations, and yes, gods with competing priorities where everyone and everything flourishes. Shadow of the Erdtree is a fantasy video game, but it's so much more. It's a representation of the harsh reality of life. I'm not crazy. I know that sorceries, incantations, enchanted blades, and magic potions, they don't exist. Of course they don't. But in this world, we have competing priorities, and this is represented beautifully in Shadow of the Erdtree. And when you take this game on, you've decided to go on an epic journey. You know you'll be frustrated and scared and sad and in awe at different times of the game, and you do it anyway, because we need a trip through this kind of story. So every new discovery is an achievement and an opportunity. There's always this healthy anticipation that, is this a place where you'll find that cool armor, or that can't live without talisman? Will you meet a monstrous boss who rips off his limbs and beats the shit out of you with them? You turn stone after stone, and you get rewarded just often enough to keep you going. And it makes you become brave. As in, boy, that's a long distance for a jump from one cliff to one tiny stone pillar. Am I meant to do that? And so you try it, and you die, and you try again, and you die again. And then you do it one final time, and voila, you turn 180 degrees, and you see a path to a vast unexplored part of the map. So great risk gives great rewards. Often enough, you'll push yourself to find more. This game isn't spoon-fed to you. It's fairly non-linear, although there's a story to be told, so there are limits to this. But your big risk gave you a whole new environment to soak in. It's a wonderful feeling when that happens. So a reductive way of scoring Shadow of the Erdtree, it just doesn't do it justice. But the game does check all the boxes. Graphics and art direction are good, and the music is masterfully scored. The sound design's on point. Combat is top-notch, FromSoft is a master of that. The story's a great complement to the base game, giving you a completely new perspective on judgments you may have made about characters before starting the DLC. And I think $40 is a small price to pay for such artistic excellence, such immersion, such breathtaking combat. Enemies you want to see more of, but they just kill you too damn fast. That dancing lion from the trailers, wow. The otherworldly moveset he has is captivating. And we'll play for hours and hours and hours. I have 900 hours in the game, and I probably spent more than 50 in the Shadow Realm. And I had to go back. There's no other world I want to escape to. Even if I know I'll die, lose my runes, get lost, make the wrong NPC decisions, there's more to discover. I'm back in the Shadow Realm, where life is brutal and sometimes beautiful, where people with competing priorities work together when it suits them and battle when it doesn't. I love it there, and for this 10 out of 10 game, I bet you will too.